with Stephanie Medina, my clients, and her husband Alejandro. And as you know, there was an incident at your hotel in Hollywood, Florida, and I'm going to discuss that with them. Okay, so when did this take place?
June 11th around 10 p.m.
So last month.
Yes.
And at 10 p.m. So why were you at a hotel? Why were you going to a hotel at 10 o'clock?
Our AC broke around 8 p.m. Would you say? Maybe. We had our AC broke, and our house. We live in South Florida, so our house was 100 degrees in about 30 minutes, and we had to get out of here as soon as possible. And the Circ Hotel is we're local. We're here in Hollywood. We're local, and it's somewhere where we frequent. So
so you've stayed there before?
Not stayed there, but we've gone to Olivia and to the rooftop as well. And it was my first choice of hotel to go spend probably from what ended up being 6 nights without AC. So it was our first choice to go get a room there.
Okay, so so you know the Circ. How did you go about booking it, or how did you?
I just simply looked online what was available because we're in the middle of a global pandemic, so I'm not so sure what's open and what's not. I ideally would not want to stay anywhere because of what's going on, but that was our circumstances. It was an emergency, and they showed vacant rooms.
Okay, so you looked on the Circ's website, or?
No, I think I might have just Googled like near me, and had a handful here in Hollywood, and they were obviously my top choice.
So they were what, on like Hotels.com or Priceline?
I want to say it was
third-party
like
vendors?
Probably, yeah,
Okay.
like a few. You know, everything kind of shows up when you.
Okay. So, all right. So how far is, we're here at your house. How far is the Circ from your house?
I suck at maps, but
like a 6-minute drive, probably like less than 2 miles.
So it's right down the road.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it at the beach? I've never
No, it's
actually
in
been
downtown
there.
Hollywood.
Downtown Hollywood. Okay, that's actually really close to here. Okay.
it's not even a mile.
2 miles probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it's just the two of you?
No, our son's with us. Me,
Okay.
Just us three, and we have a toddler.
How old is your son?
He's 2.5.
Okay. So the two of you with a 2.5-year-old at 10 o'clock at night, you're all sweaty and want to go to sleep. Okay. So you drive down there, and describe to me from the moment you pulled in to their parking lot, describe what happened to me.
Well, I'm familiar again with it, so I pulled up to valet. Usually that's where we would go, but I wasn't sure. I just wanted Alex to go inside and handle everything before I started lugging all the bags and the baby and everything. So I asked the valet guy if it was okay. I want to say Alex asked the valet guy if it was okay. We just stood there for a second as he went in.
Okay. So you went
just to book us the room. Alex went in, and I stayed in the room in the car with the baby.
Okay. So what happened when you went in, Alex?
Well, when I went in, I went to the desk, the front desk, and there was a guy by himself, and I asked him if I could rent a room for the night. Then he told me no, there was no rooms available, and that's when I told him. I said, well, I just checked on the internet on the way over here, and they said there's a bunch of different prices for all different types of rooms available for tonight. So that's when he told me that yes, there is empty rooms, but I just can't rent you any. That's what he told me.
Okay. It's a hotel. They make money by people renting rooms from them. So you walked in and wanted to rent a room. Was there a reason? I mean, were you dressed? How were you dressed?
I was dressed normal. I think I had cargo shorts on maybe, and a regular Inter Miami soccer shirt.
And actually, you sent me a picture of you in that outfit the same day.
Yes,
and you had a mask on.
And I had a mask on.
Okay. And I'll put that picture up on the screen. Okay, so you went in, and were you angry? Did you raise your voice? What happened with that interaction with him?
No, I just I didn't get angry, but then I just asked him. I said, "Well, why can't you rent me any rooms?" He said that there's empty rooms. It's just that he can't rent them to me. And then I asked him why not to clarify it, and he told me, "Well, I can't rent you any because it's past 6 p.m." He told me, and that's when I asked him. I said, "Well, that's what I told him. I know it's past 6 p.m. My AC just broke a little bit. I've never heard that. I know it's 10 o'clock at night, but I just need to rent a room for tonight. And that's when he told me there's nothing he can do about it. There's nothing I can do. I just can't rent a room for tonight. And I just asked him. I said, I don't understand why a hotel would not rent a room past 6 p.m. It doesn't make any sense. I've never heard of that ever. anywhere in the world. And he told me it's to preserve a family atmosphere is the reason he wasn't renting me the room. And I told him, well, I'm with my family. I have him in the car. And he says, still, he's not renting me a room. I asked him if there's anything I can do to rent a room tonight. I said it again. My AC's broken at the house. And he said, no, there's nothing I can do. I can't rent a room tonight.
Okay, so he said to preserve family values?
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Yes.
Okay. And you're there in shorts and a t-shirt with your baby and wife. But that wasn't, okay, I don't understand. So then you left?
No, then I went outside and I told Stephanie when I went to the car window and I told her, hey, listen, they're not going to rent us a room here tonight. We have to go somewhere else. And then she got mad. Well, she said she don't understand what I was saying. I said, listen, there's rooms available, but he's not going to rent any of them to me. He says, I can't stay. I can't rent any rooms tonight. Exactly what he told me. In like 4 different ways.
Yes.
Wow.
And Alex tells me, it's okay, it happens. Let's just go somewhere else. And I said, no, absolutely not. This doesn't happen. So I put my mask on and I went inside and I asked him why. Why can't you rent to my family? Why can't you rent to my husband? And he was nasty at this point. I think he was over it. Maybe I wasn't the nicest either, but I was just kind of shocked. And I'm just asking him why. He just flat out said, no, it's just not going to happen. And I said, okay, can I please speak to your manager? He said, I am the manager.
Oh.
And I said, okay, what's your name? And he would not give me his name. And I said, okay, please explain the policies and procedures to me. And he told me he didn't have to go into that. He is simply not going to rent us a room.
So he explained it to him, but he wouldn't explain it to you.
He said, we can argue all night long, quote unquote. I don't have to explain anything to you. We can argue all night long, but you can take all your money elsewhere, and I'm not going to rent you a room.
Okay.
After I asked for his name and an explanation.
Okay. And that's all he said?
That's about it.
And
he
then
just
you left?
kind of refused to help me in any way. I assume if, at the very least, explain your policies, maybe guide your customers or anyone that's, in
Well,
your...
it's a hotel, so... And they're open to the
guide
public.
guide us as to why, explain as to why. He just denied us. He just wanted nothing to do. I asked him if it was maybe like we needed multiple rooms or maybe a couple of nights. I explained our emergency situation. I said our AC just broke. We are locals. We're familiar with. We're here often. And he said you can take all your money somewhere else and rent anywhere else. I'm not going to rent to you here.
Okay, I don't understand. So, okay. And how are you dressed?
I probably had some like yoga pants on and like a t-shirt, to be honest. So
And a mask, you said you were wearing.
yeah, and my mask. It was 10 o'clock. I'm a mom.
I've never been to the Circ. So when you first walk in, does it look like a normal hotel lobby with the desk there? What do you see when you walk in?
It's a little more modern and super nice, to be honest. I know they have the residences, but I believe that's on the other side. I've never been to that side. And they have the hotel, Olivia, which is a really nice Italian restaurant towards the back. They have like a different style, just more of like a contemporary design and like just one front desk to the side.
So, but there was a front desk.
Yeah,
with a
they
gentleman
have
sitting there.
They have a desk with it probably fits 3 people.
And it's manned. He was there at 10. He was sitting there working.
He was
Yeah,
there.
he was there. He didn't walk. He was there
He
waiting.
kind of looked like Alex right now, just like in a black polo, I remember, and some jeans, and just.
And he said he was the manager. Okay.
Yeah, he told me he was the person in charge.
Okay, so then you walked outside. What did you guys think?
I was shocked. I've never experienced that before. Apparently Alex has experienced this before.
Explain. Tell me about that, Alex. What does she mean you've experienced this before?
Oh no, that one time I was on vacation and some people were afraid of me because of the color of my skin, I guess. At a drive-thru.
You were okay.
Well,
Somebody was afraid of you.
He did say that he was wearing like a hoodie and it was really cold. I want it was Ohio or Chicago or something.
So you have been in a position before where you felt like people didn't want to be around you because of the color of your skin, because you weren't Caucasian or white.
yeah, it was that time and then now this time.
But you grew up here in Hollywood.
Yes.
So this is the first time in your home.
Yeah, definitely anywhere near home.
To that point, I actually the attorney for the Circ spoke to me and he said, well, you're in Miami. How could they possibly have been discriminating against somebody for being Hispanic in Miami? And I said, well, I can tell you, maybe they weren't that, maybe discriminating against my female client, the wife, because her skin is whiter, but they were that way when they first saw. And I think it's not just that you were Hispanic, but the color of your skin, the fact that you were brown and not white.
Well, yeah, I speak perfect English. I mean, I don't think
Obviously.
it has anything to do with being Spanish. It
Yeah.
was more of the skin color, I think.
Yeah.
Personally.
All right. So then you left, and what did you do after that?
We went to another hotel, and nothing within the radius of the Circ, which I would prefer not to stay at. But this is, I mean, it was an emergency, so.
And so they, no problem, checking in the
Oh no, I
hotel?
checked in. It's in downtown Hollywood too. I checked in and I told the manager what had just happened to me.
Super nice
and she
lady.
told me she's been a manager for 20-something years in downtown Hollywood hotels, and she's never heard of that policy.
She
anywhere.
was shocked.
Yeah.
She was super nice, so I'm glad it was an easy transition after that night. But
All right. So anyway, subsequent to that, they have explained that their policy was not that they were not renting to you, but that they don't rent to walk-ins after 6 o'clock, and that you would have to do it online. Did they tell you that?
No, he never told me that.
No, he told me to take my money somewhere else.
It sounded a bit contrived to me. I mean, it sounded like something made up. It didn't make any sense to me either. Okay. So, because they're a hotel listed online with a front desk that's manned, so I don't understand that policy at all.
I don't either, and I asked for an explanation, and he refused. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he never told me anything about going online or anything like that. He just told me that the room was strictly not available tonight, and there's no way I could stay
Family
at that.
atmosphere.
Family atmosphere.
Yeah.
With your wife and 2-year-old. It's about
That's
as
what
family
I
as
went
you
in. I'm like, maybe Alex didn't explain himself correctly. I do. No,
Shouldn't
so
matter
let me go
anyway if it's
in.
open to the public, but okay.
But let me just understand. So I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying, so I need to go inside and figure this out.
How old are you guys?
We're 32, both.
32. So you've lived in Hollywood for your whole life, 32 years. This is a shock to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you see racism and things that are happening on TV, but it's never happened to you before.
No, I've never experienced it. I am also Latino, but I've never experienced any kind of racism or anything. So I was kind of shocked when he was like, "It's okay, it happens," and I'm like, "No, this is not the time. Today is not the day to be so passive about
The baby
this."
won't sleep. Yeah.
Plus, I have a 2-year-old that looks exactly like his father, and so I'm not okay. I was not okay, and I'm not okay, and I think that's why it's affected us and it's affected me, because it's never directly affected me, but if my son's gonna look just like his father, is he gonna grow up in the same climate? Is this gonna be on forever? Is he gonna experience this because he's brown, because he looks just like his dad? So yeah, I think that was the difference. Maybe in 3 or 5 years prior to that, I would have been like, oh, well, screw them. Okay, let's just go somewhere else. But it was, no.
Well, yeah, because this atmosphere, it seems to be all the racists are coming up out and proud these days that you didn't realize they existed before.
I didn't, honestly, and then so then they're, I didn't. I'm seeing it, and I'm here to educate myself on it and everything, but I've never experienced it. And but I have a kid now, and it's scary that he's going to experience this.
Okay, so this happened, what is today? Is the 18th, July 18th?
I think so.
So this happened a little over a month ago, 5 weeks ago. What have the last 5 weeks been like for you guys?
Not great. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. But post that, it's just, like I said, it was a lot like focusing on my son. I suffer anxiety, so I've been a little extra anxious. I've gotten on a few Zoom calls because everything is telehealth now with my therapist. Explain the whole situation to her. Actually, I was able to get Alex on, so we did, a form of dual therapy, and
Was it your first time in therapy, Alex?
Oh yeah, I don't.
It was my first time. He doesn't, and
Well,
it was.
Your wife said you actually opened up, and she couldn't believe it.
I could not believe how he opened up, and it made me really sad to hear.
Well, I just told him the truth. I didn't like open up, I just told him the real
Well,
truth.
the truth is the truth.
The truth is the truth, but you don't really ever talk about it. So, you know, it was nice.
You knew that it hurt him, but you didn't know to what extent until you heard him say it.
And it was different.
Tell me, Alex, how did it make you feel?
I mean, it doesn't make you feel good, that's for sure. I don't know, it makes you like I don't know, like I guess it made me feel inferior. I guess like I don't belong. It's crazy. I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you.
I can't believe it either.
Inferior, like how could you possibly, like, that's infuriating.
It's so surreal.
And I'm not an angry person, but I've felt a lot of anger recently.
Yeah. Stephanie was saying that she's really concerned for little Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that breaks my heart thinking about it. You know, I would hate for that to happen to him, you know, with his kid or my grandkid or something one day.
Tell me about what your lives have been like in the last 5 weeks.
Can't even believe it's been 5 weeks.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I think when you have heightened anxiety and maybe like stress and emotions, I feel like a lot of things get like jumbled. So it sounds kind of crazy to say it was 5 weeks ago, because I feel like we're still talking about it like it happened yesterday. We still have that like an active conversation about it and everything. So I think that's why I was like, wow, 5 weeks. What can I say?
You guys went to a therapy session together, and you said that Alex opened up.
Yeah, we did a therapy session, which I think was great. I mean, it helps me a lot. I do have high anxiety, and I know the tools I need to like better my anxiety. So I knew I had to get on it and speak with her. And ideally, it wasn't during this like pandemic where everything is like telehealth and everything. But you know, I was able to do that, and then ask her, you know, immediately. I want to say this might have been like the day after, if we could have a dual or a joint therapy session together, and it was really nice. It was interesting. It was a lot of emotions. Alex really opened up on a lot of things that I didn't even know, and we've been together for more than 7 years, so it was
Tell me what you mean by that.
well, we touched base and we did tell her what happened, and you know, my main focus, I think, as a mom is like my son, so that's where I kind of go, but she, you know, helped kind of just narrow down to like how we felt and how Alex feels and felt about it, and just like what choices we have to like go forward, and like how we feel about this, how we want to understand it and everything. So I think it was just like a really good guidance to
So how do you feel about it, Alex?
As in which way about the...
You opened up in therapy. What were you able to, what are your feelings about the event? You call it the event.
yeah.
I'm honestly, I don't really get mad. It's kind of sad to see that, you know, sad that, you know, maybe my kid's gonna be going to a hotel in downtown Hollywood in the near future.
2 miles from your house.
And he won't be good enough, I guess, to get a room in there. Whatever it is, won't be wide enough to stay.
I think it's
tonight.
devastating to hear like not good enough or just different. I just don't understand it.
You never even had that thought. Something you see on TV or in a movie. Racism.
And in this climate, it's something that we've been seeing a little more, and so then it was just
But it was still them.
so. Yes, you know, just like, wow, what's going on? That's so crazy, and that's it. I feel like I'm in my bubble and in my home, and then I go because I have an emergency down the street. We go, and it happens, and I'm like, did it just happen? Like, what's happening right now? And I don't have any other explanation around it.
Yeah,
I just don't, and I just can't believe it.
Okay, so let's talk about little Alex. He's obviously grown up in Hollywood. It's only 2.5. But his whole life has just been normal. Everybody loves him. He loves everyone. He has no idea.
Of course.
He has no idea that people are different colors or different races or that anybody's different. So I think, well, if I hear what you're saying, you're realizing now he is going to have to experience that.
I think so.
Not as a white man.
I think so, and that's hard. It's a tough pill to swallow, and I don't know that Alex ever even. He's so young, and we're in such a cute stage where I don't think we ever had to have that conversation.
Of course, yeah.
We ever had to worry about that.
Well, you yourselves are so young. You just said you're 32, and you've never had to worry about it.
Well, this one apparently has.
Yeah,
not
Alex.
me.
Yeah.
Alex has, because he was kind of like, yeah, it's happened a few times before, and I'm like, what?
When it happened before, that was in other states.
Yeah, well, the main time was in the country in Ohio.
The main time. So
Yeah.
there's been other times.
Not off the top. I think that there's people just look down on you and stuff like that. But like actually, like you could see somebody affect them. Was only one other time, and then I guess this time where he didn't think I would be good enough to stay in his hotel room or whatever.
It's gross.
That's a good word for it. It's gross.
Really.
It is gross.
I think that's why I went in after, like, just please. Like, I feel like we gave him a lot of options to just do the right thing,
Yeah.
to explain himself, to like help us understand, but it was.
And probably a lot of it was you were thinking, must be some other reason. It's not.
For sure.
Maybe the room's flooded. Or...
Absolutely. I'm like, maybe I have the wrong information. Like, I just kept saying, and Alice is like, no, he's just not going to rent to me. So let's go. And I'm like, to you? Like, no way. Hold on. Is this what I'm hearing? Like, this is, like, I get it.
Yeah.
So it's like, am I hearing the right thing? Like, let's go prove that that's not what just happened. And it absolutely
In my
was.
house, in my hometown where I live, this did not just happen. Okay.
As far as, I mean, I just, like, I don't even think I had to explain my, put my case down, the emergency I'm going through, like, Crimea River, please rent me a room. It's like,
they're open to the public, and that's what they do for a living.
And I even went as far as to suggest, do I need, like, multiple rooms? Do I need to rent multiple nights? Because I know that, I mean, in South Florida, if you're from South Florida, your AC doesn't get fixed tomorrow, and the house takes, like, a day to get cold, and it's really hard. Have a conversation with your employees.
Yes.
I have employees, and I am a leader in that, and I think it's necessary to apply some kind of
humanity, common
humanity,
sense,
ethics, not just communication, just something. I'm not really sure what they should do, but something.
What about you,
This
Alex?
is
What do
awful.
you have anything to say to the Circ?
Not really. I don't have too much to say to them in general. I think it just shows their real true colors because for this to happen now in this climate, they just had a Black Lives Matter protest at downtown Hollywood the weekend before that this happened. So I guess to be honest with you, I feel like this is who they are. This isn't just like
it's true, and
like out of nowhere. This is like like you said, coming out and
Maybe.
showing out their true colors now. Because just look at the timing.
Maybe.
This isn't like a year ago. I wouldn't think of it the same way. But now they must be really comfortable behaving this way and deciding who's good enough to stay and who's not good enough to stay. Because if you're not at least fake behaving now as a company, and what's going on right now, just turn on any news network, then it's obvious that that this is them year round every year. To be honest, that's how I feel about it.
maybe and it's like we're locals.
Right.
Everyone we know is a local, and they obviously know what we have experienced. So I feel like if you care about your brand,
Yeah.
you don't.
So what do your friends? You said your friends know about it. What do your friends think about it?
Oh, half of them are like, what? The other half are like, let's protest because of like what's going on, and like everyone has different emotions about it. A lot of anger, a lot of
And they're all shocked.
a lot of anger. A lot of people are like, wow, how ignorant. A lot of people said, well, we'll never go in there again.
Right.
I have a handful of people just like, nope. And it's been occasions, like I said, where it's like, hey, you want to go grab a drink, or you want to go like have something to eat, and that would be an option, and it's no longer an option. I mean, we'll never. And as far as I know, a lot of people that I know are not going to do that, because why would you put yourself through that or support a place like that? So.
Right. All right. It was good talking to you guys.
Thank you.
Right.